494 Tree Week, and the maple is our sponsoring tree today. Our kids love maple syrup, and the leaves are just beautiful. So, very classic.
They are, no doubt about it. Those big spreads back east.
I know, right?
Beautiful.
I really want to go to Vermont sometime and actually tap a maple tree. I think that would be awesome. Anyways, so we are talking about the 494 this week, and the topic of this video is QAQC.
Low quality.
I know.
I know.
It's touchy.
Yeah.
It's another touchy subject. We're hitting on a lot of touchy ones this time.
Well, it shouldn't be touchy, should it? I mean,
it's just an important process.
Ford Motor Company, quality is job one. They don't roll a car off the line until they have their quality in place.
Do they though? But you get recalls still.
You still get recalls, but
which you do with everything.
That's right.
My Kia is a year old and it's been in 3 times for recalls, which I don't love, but
we digress.
Things happen. So, QAQC, why do we do it?
Well, we talked about the value and the legal stance of a 494 report. And so behind that has to come, you know, the quality. We have the initial quality, we talked about that already. In 494, that would be referred to as level 1.
Sure.
That's what you do, what you test, what you get, compare it to the specification. But time moves on.
Right.
So we put our timestamp, we put our footprint in, the line in the sand for the 494. It's done. We're still selling the product.
Right.
What could happen next?
Well, and you just never know. I mean, if you have a new person there, or if just something happens with the equipment, you say something's not dosing one component of your product correctly. I mean, there's so many potential hiccups that doing those checks they're so important. And case in point, we have been on the litigation side of things for a number of our different clients, and the more data you have to prove that you are checking to make sure you have a quality product, like, the safer you're going to be. It really establishes the bar. QAQC does.
Yeah, 494 talks about the product itself, that you have to have uniformity and it has to be equivalent from time A back to from time B back to time A. Mm-hmm. And so it has requirements for that. You can go in and you can check various physical tests of the admixture itself to see that it is equivalent or uniform to what was done in the 494. If it is, that's good, right? That's really good. If it isn't, now we go into retesting. Right. 494 has a retesting process that if for some reason the uniformity doesn't seem to hold up, then the buyer can require a limited amount of retesting to see if they're still confident in the product.
Oh yeah, and the special performance, I was so surprised by that. That one specifically, whatever you're claiming your product does, they can request those specific tests. Like, say you're saying it helps with ASR or something along those lines. The buyer can actually say, hey, I'm not totally confident in this product for this specific reason. I want to see some ASR testing. And the manufacturer is required to pay for that testing and provide the data.
Right, so you've got your baseline test, you've got your 3, 7, and 28-day strength test, and then as you say, for special performance, you may have to retest some of those to make sure.
So that's really what it's going to look like in the 494. You've got to do your uniformity and equivalence. There's going to be certain tests that you need to, the X-ray fluorescence, there's an infrared analysis and residue of oven drying that you've got to run regularly, and then if there's an issue, the buyer can actually request specific tests as well.
So that's what the 494 requires, which is the point of our discussion today. But there has to be some framework and structure to create that culture and the way that works in the company.
Absolutely.
So the company needs a process, they need a QA program, and in our case, it looks something like this. It's not a page or two. It goes through a lot of things. The company structure, it goes through the workflow, how it flows through the company, it goes through your background data, how you establish data and keep data.
Right.
So, And as you make products, as you go on, there's different vintages, so you have to be able to compare your initial vintage to your current vintage. So there's just a lot to it. And
Oh,
it's
there is.
more than we can cover in a few minutes, but that'll give people
Oh, absolutely.
some idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I think that
Well,
was great.
I guess that's it.
I guess that's it. Thank you so much for joining. Go ahead, like, subscribe, ding that bell.
Time out.
Oh.
What if they have questions?
Oh my gosh, if you have questions, please feel free. We, QAQC is really kind of one of our passions. It's one of the things I like the most that we do because I think it requires a lot of hand-holding, really. I mean, if you're just starting, like it can be kind of a scary monster to tackle. Like, where do you even start? So we love being able to like be a part of that. We've created QAQC manuals for a bunch of people. We do on-site trainings. I mean, there's so many different levels that you can get us or, you know, whoever involved, but it's getting people on your team to help you set up a plan and make sure that it's something you can stick with and continue to do, always constantly collecting data and making sure that you've got everything in place.
And in the big picture here at Intelligent Concrete, we have a series of YouTubes that we do, and one of those used to be Q&A Wednesday, where we
Oh, right.
we got questions in from folks, and
Right.
we try to get those answers back out to them, and that's just something we do here. Where education is one of
Yeah.
our company pillars, and that's just something
Absolutely.
we do here.
Thank you so much. Please let us know if you have any questions. Put them in the comments below. Like, subscribe, ding that bell for notifications. Go Concrete!
Beat asphalt.